In this video, I'm going to show you how I helped a MMA gym generate over $10,000 before we even spent a dime on ads. We call it the Cashflow Kickstart, and it's a step-by-step strategy that pulls hidden revenue from your already existing database, all using a simple 7 email campaign. And if you're a jiu-jitsu or MMA gym owner, then you understand that spending money on ads sometimes feels like gambling. You're just throwing money out there, hoping that something comes back to you. But with this system, you stack cash on the front end so that when we do launch ads, you're basically playing with house money. I'm gonna break down how it works, why it works so well, and how you can do the exact same thing for your gym right now, even if you've never done any marketing before. By the end, you're gonna see exactly how our gyms that we work with start profitable and stay profitable during the entire marketing duration. And if you just wanna skip all the boring technical stuff on the computer and you want our team to just handle it and install it for you, go ahead, scroll down below, book a call with us, and I'll walk you through step by step what it would look like to do the system exactly for your school. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Jorge Cortina, founder of Mat Masters Marketing, and I help Jiu Jitsu and MMA gym owners scale their school with our proven strategies that actually work. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you want a copy of this Miro board, go ahead, scroll down below to grab it. But before we get into the actual system, I want to kind of go over a few things here of why, when you run ads, they don't work. And these are some of the things that the most common occurrences of what I hear when a school owner tells me like why they're struggling with ads before we come in and help them out is they tell me that either one of these four things or all of them. And the first one is that they feel risky. And usually when they tell me this, they're not saying exactly word for word. They feel risky because there's no upfront cash. I understand that they probably feel like these ads aren't being as profitable in the beginning. And so they're asking these questions like, oh, like, what about this? What about that? Versus if they had a system in place that tells them exactly step by step when they're expecting a return, when they're going to be profitable, and how they're going to reinvest that money back into their business, that would ease their tension and ease their struggles. Now, the second most common occurrence of what I hear is they tell me that their cheap offers don't convert as well. Now, what do I mean by cheap offers? It's the free trial classes, the 2 weeks for $20, the 30 days for free. Not that these offers don't work well, and I'm sure that these offers work great organically, when somebody comes in off of, just a Google search or anything like that. But when it comes to paid traffic, especially something like Facebook ads where it's a scroll stopping type of ad, it's going to be the other types of offers that are going to work the best, or the ones that are tied to a system that make it even more possible to actually be profitable. So like a free trial class, if you just have a free trial, low barrier offers that aren't just going to be, they're not going to be bringing the best type of people, but also they're just bringing in people that kind of like forget what they sign up for, which is what leads into the third one, which is the leads ghost, they no show, or when they do come in, they say, I think about it. And now the fourth one is that there's no predictable cash flow before the ad spend, right? So all these leads might be coming in, but it takes you much longer to actually be profitable from a 2-week trial just because you increase the sales cycle for so long. So if you have somebody signing up for 2 weeks for $20, you're either trying to convert them that second day to a regular membership, or they might say, hey, let me just take the 2 weeks to really think about it. And then now you have an additional 2 weeks on top of your sales process that's taking you for somebody to say maybe, or I don't know, maybe I just didn't like the class, or they do convert, say, cool, you converted, you got $200 maybe, even if you're charging that plus $20, or if you subtract it from their membership, that's taking you like almost 3 weeks just to collect a few $100, if that, right? Most of the gym owners I talk to, they're still charging only like $150, $160, right? So imagine that you're running ads, you're taking money out of your pocket, putting it into the ad spend, putting it into the marketer's service fee. And then on top of that, it takes you 3 weeks to actually be profitable. That just increases the entire sales process, and it makes the duration of you guys being profitable way longer than it has to be. Let's get into the actual system of how we combat that and how we fix that problem and how we actually get our schools profitable from that first month before they even run ads, right? So this is the 7-step system, and it all starts with creating the offer. The offer that we found that works the best is doing a 12-month paid in full offer plus a discount. Either get the discount, say for example, 15% for the entire year, and then on the monthly renewal, they get a 15% off on that monthly rate, or they get the chance to renew again when it comes time to it. But this 12-month paid in full, they're paying anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 for the year because it's dependent on how many memberships you have, like how many tiers of memberships. If you have, like a few times a week classes, if you just have an unlimited, It all depends on where you guys are putting your tiers at. It's not just enough, especially in today's age. It's not enough to just have a 12-month paid in full. It works. Don't get me wrong. The 12 months paid in full works. But what makes this work even better and what brings this money even faster to you guys and what gets you guys better quality students is having bonuses in there, stacking the value up with a whole bunch of goodies in there. And you can get really creative with this. Like some of my other school owners that I talk to, they've done like a raffle ticket for a Bulls game, you know, wherever you're at. It could be a helicopter ride raffle ticket. It could be raffling off a huge TV. You can get really creative with it. The whole point of this is to just do whatever you can to add on to the already discounted price. That way it makes it a no-brainer. So whoever's thinking about it, you know, they're on the fence, like, oh man, like the year up front sounds good. But then when you come out with like, okay, you get a year up front, you get free private, right? You get a free uniform. You get a 10 meal sample pack. One of our other clients, they have a partnership with one of a meal service. So look at all this value that's being stacked on there. And especially when you display it like this, it goes from, okay, 15% discount, $2,500 value, $200 value for the private, $150 for the uniform, $300, all the way down. So the total value is $3,350, all for the price of $2,000, which is the original price for just the paid in full discount. This is pretty much the essence of the entire offer and why it works so well. You can see here the difference of paid in full, one-time discounted offer. Cool, that's great. And I'm sure you still sell these all the time, but this is what's going to create that real urgency and that real scarcity to get people lining up and to get this easy $10,000 within that first few weeks. Now, as far as actually how we're going to do this, we can either handle it all for you. We install our systems. We use our email marketing campaign software that gets all your list, and we create the automation. So every other day, or for example, once a week, whatever the cadence is that we figure out together, it's going to automatically send using our already made templates, and you're good to go. So you can expect at least one sale on a week-to-week basis. Or if you guys want to go ahead and just follow along, do this yourself, go ahead into your MailChimp, go into your active campaign, build out a campaign, and make sure that it sends either every other day or every 3 days. Every email is going to have a new type of messaging. So we're not going to be sending the same type of style email every single time. It's going to have the same offer, but for example, the first email might be like a general, you know, introduction to the offer. The second email might be like a story, like, hey, here's this, you know, mini testimonial of somebody who bought the private or who bought the year up front, giving us their experience. Let me show you guys here actually. So we're here in the 7-step email campaign. And now this will be available for you guys as well if you guys want to go ahead and grab a copy below. But pretty much this is what it looks like. So this is just a general template that you can, you know, plug and play. For the last time we sent one of these, it was for the New Year's. So a little key tip here, the best time to send these, you can send this type of campaign either once a quarter or 2 times a year, one at the beginning, one during summer, right? So it's kind of pacing it like that in that cadence, because just the amount of leads that you'll be getting in that time period is tremendous, and the amount of people that you get signed up is a good amount, right? So you have another, you know, say 10 leads a month, right? 10 new signups a month. You have another 60 to, you know, 100 people that you have an additional chance at signing up for a year up front. This is what it looks like. If you guys want to plug and play, you can use ChatGPT to help you out with this as well. ChatGPT is going to be your best friend when it comes to doing stuff like this. And if you guys are wondering, like, will it actually work? It works. This is the exact things that I use to actually help one of my clients make that $12,000, right? Just sending emails out. And so the first email is going to be an offer invite, right? This is pretty much introducing the email, sending the actual, you know, the details of it, and then little call to action here. Every call to action is going to have a link, and then with that link, it's going to send you guys a email saying something like, hey, I'm interested in XYZ. Here's my information. Let's do it. So email 2, it's a personal story. Email 3 is a benefits deep dive. So pretty much going into the actual, the benefits of what you guys are going to be selling. Email 4, social proof, answering any FAQs, right? Like, hey, is what's included in the plan, you know, why is this plan limited? Basically any FAQ section, you put it in here. Email 5 is a general reminder and scarcity. Email 6 and 7, it's another urgency push. And then the final call, kind of like last call, like, hey, here's your last chance. Now, email 8 email 8, this is pretty much a like use case scenario where if you guys feel like, going into that 4th week, you guys still have a few spots left, right? Maybe you have 10 spots and you guys still have 3 or 2 spots left. You can continue this email campaign into that following month just by saying something like, hey, if you guys were thinking about it, I know that we closed the deadline, but one of our instructors or whoever the head owner is, he still wants to see a couple of you guys in here that he knows would take advantage of this or he knows would work really well for. Just go ahead, and we have 2 spots left. Literally, this is it. You're going to have to wait for the next year, or if we do this again, creating that real urgency and creating that extra scarcity mindset. Maybe get another 2-3 additional spots filled up just by sending this extra spot open email. So that's the emails. That's what it looks like. And now when it comes time to actually closing, we don't do this for you, right? They're going to be sending you guys the emails, and the replies are going to be sent to whoever manages your email, right? So the info at XYZ Jiu-Jitsu, whoever manages that domain, that inbox, that's who's going to be managing the actual close. So they could either call you, they could reply to your emails, or they're going to come up to you guys in person saying, hey, I saw that email. I'm down. Tell me more about it. Now, the whole point of this is that you guys have that cash collected up front. You guys made anywhere from $5 to 10, maybe even $15,000, depending on how big your list is. And the whole reason why this is our first play is because we want to make you guys this amount of money so you're comfortable and you trust us to pay even more to us, so that way we can handle all of your Facebook ads. So you say, here, boom, take your chunk for you. This chunk is for, any emergency, for, we need extra mats, whatever it is. And then this chunk, now we have an investment. Now we have a little budget to throw into Facebook ads without feeling like we're losing anything, right? Because this money you didn't have as 4 weeks ago. If you wanted to run ads with us, you would have to pay our service fee, and then you have to pay the ad spend out of your pocket or out of, whatever reserves you might have. And of course, we'll still make you that return on your investment. But the point of this is to comfortably give you that ease of mind knowing, okay, cool. If we need to generate any amount of cash at some point, we can run something like this. Or now that we generated this amount of money, go ahead. Yeah, let's run with it. Do your thing. And then that investment into Facebook ads gets returned even greater. And now everybody wins. Now you're even profitable. This is how our students and our clients start off with. They start profitable and they stay profitable during the entire duration of our marketing. This is pretty much just going into why the Cashflow Kickstart works, right? Like I mentioned earlier, you're selling to those who already bought. The value stack is going to be the best thing here. This is what's going to make people actually think like, wow, that's a great deal. Like, it's a no-brainer. Now, the third part is, you're creating real urgency and you're creating real scarcity. And then, of course, the fourth part is that we handle the entire systems for you and we install it into your school. So you don't have to think about a single thing until it comes down to, okay, hey, how are we going to actually deliver it? Now, before the Cashflow Kickstart, right, this is what normal schools go through. They struggle to afford the ads. They're not immediately profitable, and they're chasing trials who come in off of these low barrier offers. They're chasing them down, trying to get them to commit, trying to chase, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, just so they can recuperate the money that they spent already on the Facebook ads. Now, after this, right, you're going to feel like, man, this is an investment. It's not a gamble. You have $10,000 collected before the ad spend start. Think about that. How would it feel if you just collected $10,000 extra before you spent money on ads? It would feel much more safe and much more secure knowing that, okay, hey, even if I lost $5,000, right? Even though I lost $5,000, I'd still be okay because I still generated this extra $5 out of nowhere that I didn't have a couple weeks ago, right? And not only that, the added bonus for you guys, for school owners, is that you guys are getting high quality students who are assets to your community. You guys are collecting your VIP students. Think about this, like, who is somebody that wants to pay you for a whole year of being your client? It's somebody that is very invested into your community, into you guys, and wants to be there for the long haul. So these are going to be your VIP students. Now you know if you need to test out a new offer, if you need to, if you want to ask a favor of anybody, these are going to be the people that you go to. These are going to be your ride or die, your loyal fans. That being said, you guys can absolutely do this on your own. Take this email campaign, go on ChatGPT, take this Miro board, copy it word for word if you want to, right? I literally gave it all for you here so you could copy for your school. But if you're not too tech savvy and if you don't want to do this yourself, you want us to handle it for you, go ahead, scroll down below, book a call with us. And in there, I'll figure out exactly how we can do this specifically for your school and reinvest that money back into Facebook ads to keep you profitable. So that's all I got for you. Peace.